Hello and welcome. I've stopped saying that for some reason. So here it is again. Welcome. Today I'm going to tell you a bit more about what I actually do because apparently there are people in the world that have no idea what I do. I'm active on different platforms. So I'm my family laughs all over social media. Well, I'm on Facebook. As you know, there's a group on Facebook. There is a page on Facebook focusing on coaching, on my coaching business. The group is more for parents and with parenting tips. And then there's an Instagram account, obviously, where I post loads of stories and funny, well, not very funny, smart quotes. And I share some tips with people as to how to become an aware parent, how to become a happy parent, and how to also how to grow your um, develop rather your career as a parent because there are definitely different approaches required when you're a parent and when you want to develop your career than when you're a non-parent. So, and then there's also a YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it yet, just I'll put the link there. But still, there are people that have no idea what I do. So I sat down here today and I said to myself, look, you need to be clear on what you do, what you're offering, what your services are, and what way you can help people. Because I guess that's important. Like if you're looking for help, you need to make sure that the person you're reaching out to for help is actually able to help you. Otherwise, it's a waste of money, waste of time, waste of energy, waste. Um, and we're living in a less waste uh, theme at the moment. So, um, my my main goal and my biggest achievement for me personally, as a person, as a mother, as a daughter, was to get more awareness of my own limitations as to what was holding me back, what was not allowing me to become the best version of myself and living the life that I really wanted to live, because we all have a vision in our head. We some people call it dreams, but actually what it is, it's a vision. We sometimes not even knowing, we visualize things. We think we're dreaming or we're just thinking about something that we would really really want to have or want to be. But this is actually visual. I don't like that word. I mean, it's difficult, but it's very powerful. We visualize what we want to achieve and what we want to become. So my one of the biggest goals was for me to understand my desires and getting more awareness of what was holding me back. So then, once I identified those limiting beliefs, I was able to replace them and I was able to keep them under control and move forward with my plan, with my desires. Um, but then after I've done that, I realized that why stop there? Why I should just leave it like that? Oh, okay, I'm done. I've helped myself. I don't need to worry about anything else. Why not look into my parents' limitations, so their own limiting beliefs, because my own limitations came from them because I was raised by them and they created the environment based on their own limiting beliefs. So why not try to look into their limitations and then maybe notice some patterns as to what was actually what limiting beliefs were brought over to my own existence, to my own mindset, because chances are that I will do the same with my kids. So I focused on that. So step number two was to get more awareness of my parents' limitations. So I kind of moved back a couple years and try to understand that more, to get more knowledge, to get more awareness, and then look into those similarities as to what is similar, what caused them to act that way, and what is causing me to act that way now, knowing that we're living in a totally different times at the moment. We have many things, and we have access to many things that they couldn't even dream of. Um, and then I looked into, do you hear that? It's like a house alarm or something. And then knowing, um, like having a full insight and knowledge about my parents' limitations and my own limitations. Because, when you look at it, our parents 30 or 40 years ago, they didn't know what will serve you. They did the best they could with what they had at the time. But what we know now is that we have more research or that we can access, and we can compare the data there, and we can see that there's a specific cycle. Every, let's say, 50 or every 100 years, something comes back. And although I'm not an expert in that area for sure, I've only started to kind of exploring that, but I already know that things that served my parents not necessarily served me. However, they may serve my kids, because that's the way the history goes, and the evolution as well. So what what my next step will be, and I'm currently in the process of doing that, is having a closer look at my parents' limitations, my own limitations, and making a very aware decision as to what I want to pass on to my kids. And being open with my kids, being honest, and because we don't know what will happen in 20, 30 years. And one of the posts that I shared in a group the other day was talking about, um, one of the posts that I shared the other day on online was talking about not that it's not about good or bad, or it's just about survival, because we don't know what will happen. We don't know what future will bring. And 2 years ago, no one probably even thought about COVID-19. So those limitations, or those, in my opinion, empowered limitations, those empowered beliefs that I would like my kids to take from me, may not work for them in 10, 20 years. So you kind of have to be really careful there. So um, you have to be flexible enough to see when something is not serving them or will not serve them, when you teach them or when you share your knowledge with them. Because, as you know, having a child doesn't end after you give birth, or even after they go to school, and sometimes even when they go to college and they move out. Because you can still teach them, you can still guide them, you can still help them out, you can still, and in many cases you will still support them in a different way. You can support them financially, you can support them emotionally. You can just be there for them, and offer them your support, and try to understand them, because they will do their own mistakes. They will have to go through their own mistakes, and there's no point to tell them, oh, don't do that, or don't go there because you'll get hurt. They will get hurt one way or another, with you knowing or not knowing. But I think that the whole clue of being a good parent is to accept them, to understand them, not to turn your back on them, regardless what they do, to some extent. But usually, it's their own way to exploring. It's their own way of living their life. So being there for them, sharing what you know, sharing what you have, but letting them make the decision, not forcing any decisions on them, teaching them that the that world is open, that there are no limitations. They can do whatever they want. They can be whoever they want to be. They can live wherever they want to live. Um, Meet with whoever they want to meet with. Um, and give them options. Because I remember when I was growing up, we obviously we didn't have internet access, but we didn't know. I remember my class had no idea of what options we had in terms of our future jobs, our future careers. Um, and loads of people followed their parents or followed their cousins or their siblings. The same applied to going to school or going to college. That was just that path because we didn't know any better. We didn't know other options. But now our kids have access to internet. We have access to internet. So I guess what the best thing we can do is teach them how to search for things and teach them how to access different things. Once we show them the method, they will follow, they will do it. They will do it on themselves. They will do it themselves. So give them the tools, give them resources, invest in that, and then let them go, let them be. If they want to go to college and they want to become whoever they want to become, and this is their true passion and you can feel it, let them be, let them do that. Don't force on them your own visions, your own goals, and your own often failed careers, because I think that's the worst thing that can happen when child has to go and fill your unfilled dreams. And I know it happens and it still happens. And I think this can then backfire on you and on your kids because they won't be happy. You won't be happy seeing them not happy. So think about that. And it's not even that they will come to you and say, "Oh, I'm not happy because I followed your decision or I did what you told me to do and I'm still not happy." Their body will respond to that. There's loads of um, loads of physical things that the body will express. There's loads of sickness that are currently being qualified um, as um, as a result of um, childhood trauma or not being able to speak, not being able to make their own decisions. One of the serious sickness is thyroid. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but we often experience problems with that area here. And that's a clear response. That's the way our body responds to not being heard. Because if kids are not being heard by their parents, if they're being forced to do something and whatever they say is not being listened, is not being, uh, parents just not taking that into consideration even. They believe that their child needs to follow their vision because they're the parents, and that's not true. And I'm afraid there's still many, many parents out there in the world who think that they have full control and ownership of their children, which is far from truth. So I think that's it. Again, 15 minutes. Um, so I hope now you know what I'm doing and what I'm focusing on, my energy, my time. Um, this is what I want to do. I want to create a fantastic program that will be um, helpful, useful for all you parents out there on how to raise your kids, how to enjoy raising your kids, because I think that's really important as well, to enjoy that process, because it can be really, really challenging, difficult, and all those sleepless nights and all those weekends when you really want to have like half an hour for yourself. Um, that hopefully my program will allow you to look at the whole being a parent thing from a slightly different perspective, and you will be able to find more joy in it and fulfillment and happiness, because having a family, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Comes from a mama who slept very, very badly last night. Anyway, guys, I will put some links down below, and I would love for you to, if you're watching this on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe, drop me a like there, drop me a comment, and the program is almost done. If you have any questions, and if you want to have like well, if you want to have just a call with me, just a chat. If you want to ask me some questions as to what the program will involve, or if you just need to talk to someone, let me know. I'm happy to do that. Thank you guys again. Have a lovely, lovely day, rest of the week, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye.